All right, for this assignment, we're going to make a little antler creature. Specifically, we're going to use the sketch tool as far as spline sketch, down there. Start with that. We're going to make the antlers with that, then we're going to attach it onto a little head. So there we go. So again, at this part of your screen, click and hold down, go to sketch. So it's different from the pen tool, yeah? And then to make sure that when I'm making each new segment that they're connecting in a real way, because now when I look at it, it's not too bad, but you'll find that the more you add, you'll have some that don't really connect. So in order to make them connect, what you want to do is you want to go up and turn on snapping. So it's the little magnet looking thing. Enable snap. There you go. The little gear next to it, click on that. Make sure that snapping's turned on for splines. Okay, so down here, next to spline, make sure that's checked. Get that checked. There you go. So now, with each new segment you draw of your splines, which again is like a 2D little line that you can make shapes from, you'll see it's snapping. As I hover over, it's snapping. What a time we're having. Also, I encourage you to try to make this 3D, because when I do it from one angle only, it tends to be not that exciting, because you're only coming at it from one perspective. So I can do that. Wonderful. Cool. It's at least a little more 3D now. Okay, where are we? Cool. It's not the greatest antler in the world, but we're gonna rock with it. Here we go. So there's my spline in the object manager. I'm going to add volume to this, and then I'm going to make that volume renderable in a way. What am I talking about that? So adding volume. Go to volume, where it's this little shape here. Click and hold down. Should we go to volume builder? So now I have a volume builder. I'm going to make the spline a child of the volume builder. So you probably already know, to make something a child, you drag it on, right? Here we go. Dragging the spline onto volume builder and letting go. And now we've got this Minecraft looking tree thing, antler, something like that. Thing is though, this is not a true renderable 3D object. These boxes are what we call voxels. It's like stands for a volume pixel. Or a volume element, as opposed to a pixel, which is a picture element. And here I can go to the attributes. This is it, guys. My bad. So voxel size. I'm changing the voxel size here, and you can see how that's updating the image that we're seeing. So voxels are not a fixed thing that is a specific number of centimeters or anything like that. Okay, it's changeable, etc. So you can shrink it down, and when we shrink them down, we're seeing it looks a bit smoother now. Up to you. I'd go for smooth, but you can see as we've shrunk it down how it's changed. Okay, but again, that's not renderable. So how do we make it renderable so it's a true 3D object with vertices, etc., all that? Go to volume mesher. That's what I was looking for. Cool. So here we go. I'm dragging the volume builder onto volume mesher. Now, okay, changed slightly, but now it's a legit 3D object that we could add materials to if we wanted, and we could color it. Is you want to make a head for this to go into. Let's do that. I'm going to make a new object for that, right? So I go to the cube, or this little symbol here for my adding a new object. And go to capsule. You can add whatever shape. It could be a pyramid. You can get creative. Here we go with my capsule. How's this looking? Looking okay? It's not that bad. That's more or less on there. What I recommend is whatever object you use for the head, keep it right where it starts, right here on the axis where it puts it for you, instead of moving it, because we're going to use the mirror tool after this to to mirror things along the axis itself. And if we keep it here, it'll be symmetrical and it'll be great. Anyway, so there we go. I'm going to add an eye, a little sphere. So let's make this. And press T to scale this sphere down so that it's small. Pressing E to move it, because if you remember, that's the little command for moving a thing. I'm going to go ahead and give this color to make myself sane. Hopefully remember how to make colors. You do not have to make anything colored here, guys, but it's fun, and it could keep you organized. There we go. So I'm going to turn my capsule back on so I can see it. I'm going to add this eye, and then after I do this, I'm going to mirror both so that both the antler and the eye are mirrored to the other side of the axis. Sorry, I'm just thinking. There we go. Yeah, it's fine. Cool. You know what? I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get fancy. Told myself I wouldn't. Brownish. Brown antler. Brown head. Okay. Now, as far as mirroring, I want the. Hold on, guys. I'm driving myself insane. Cool. As far as mirroring, I want just the eye and the antler mirrored, but the head I want to leave as it is, right? So I'm picking the eye, which is sphere. If I wanted to relabel this, I could. And I'm picking the volume measure, because that's the antler, right? But this capsule, the head, I'm leaving that alone. I'm not selecting it. Okay, so I've selected the antler and the eye. I'm going to go up to the character menu. It's hard to see on my screen. On yours, it'll say character. So character menu and then mirror tool. Here we go. So now in the attributes of the mirror tool, it says here mirror tool. Yeah. It's asking me questions about which axis I want to mirror it on, and I always get this wrong. I'm thinking it's going to be Z-axis, which is blue, and you always have your reminder up here, right? Which axis is which. I think that's it, but I always get this wrong. I'm going to switch it to Z. Let's see. So it's going to flip everything. Cool. And it's going to mirror positive to negative, or you could do negative to positive, or you could do the inverse of the opposite of whatever the thing is. This is generally fine. Here we go. Is this going to work? All right, hold your breath. Here we go. I'm going to click down here, click mirror, and that's what's going to make it happen. I click mirror, bam. There's my little creature. What a day. What a day. You can further customize or color, add textures or a mouth or whatever you want to do. But doing it this way, the antlers are perfectly mirrored. This creature is perfectly symmetrical. So we practiced today with making splines into true 3D objects with volumes that are renderable, and also we got experience mirroring with the mirror tool and character under the character menu. Rad.